Hi everyone, welcome to my stream. I actually am supposed to be online on TikTok as well, babe. Yeah, should be. That would be great if you could check it out. It would be interesting if that works. Then we hit the record button. I am? You can see? Awesome. Wonderful. And can you try and text something in the chat there? I'm curious if it happens, if it goes into the multi-stream. And then I also put in a... No, not yet at least. Can I see it? Well, people are actually already writing something here, but I don't see that. So yeah, maybe I have to update it. Oh, it doesn't appear. Hi, you found me now, leave. Welcome. I don't know, maybe I have to... Ah, there. There is, I have to actually have the, I guess, live editor of TikTok open to see the streams. So I see that. It's just a little bit sad that people then who text on TikTok cannot engage with other people on other platforms. But when I go into, for example, X now, where I'm streaming to as well, there, with the phone of my wife, going in and say hi, then it appears actually in my multi-stream chat, and it appears in the window so you can see it. So only TikTok is included, and I don't know why. Thank you. All right, let's get drawing. On TikTok, I have to be in the TikTok live thingy. That's it, yeah. But how about, am I already recording? No, I hit record. And I will now start with some color. Let's try to block in the very basic color here. His suit is really red. As red as it can get. Yeah, I'm not going full saturation. I'll go with this color first. Okay, we are doing a separate layer, which is just on top of the background layer. Just need to use this a round hard brush because we have this cartoony style, right? Opacity or Deckkraft 100%. Now on this button should be the zoom in, not the rotation. That's actually quickly sort it out. Now we can zoom in. It's not zoom in, I'm sorry, it's size of the brush. Zoom is on the right wheel. So it doesn't matter if we are actually going out of the border. The rest we can erase. So that's a pretty fast process. I will also, don't worry, play around with line thickness of the outer line. So if you really want to Support the channel, leave a like or write a comment. I am happy about everybody who's just engaging in a meaningful conversation, you know? Even if you want to start a nonsense conversation and be silly, have at it. The thing, like, I'm noticing, like, I see on my multi-stream some activity, but in TikTok, you always, it shows you when somebody is joining, and that's really active. That is the latest platform I've joined. I didn't join Instagram yet. I don't know if it's actually a good idea to do that, but I think like why not, you know? You can add Instagram too. I have some friends on Instagram actually. So I would have a community there who could also join. Like really people who wouldn't be on Facebook or not even TikTok. I think TikTok, for example, in the US is way bigger than in Germany, at least for people like around my age. People are as old as I am. And if people don't keep up, then those people who are using TikTok now, they will also be replaced by another platform. I don't know, maybe it will be like a metaverse thing where you are actually like virtually going into a room and being amongst an audience. So it feels even being more immersive. So that's like how I could picture it. So what we're doing right now, oh, I'm actually messing this up because this part is still skin. It's just this deltoid muscle, which makes this sharp corner. So this is not red. This is this part, which is white now. Through my eraser, is actually skin tone. So then you have the rugged. Have the rugged suit of his. And I still have no idea what I'm gonna do with the background. I mean, what did Ken's stage look like? It was like at a bridge, right? On the street. So there's water, there's a bridge. Where was Ken from? Was he Japanese? I think the background Ken stage was like Brooklyn Bridge or New York or something. I think Ken is not even a Japanese name. It's Ken should be American. An American doing karate. Was there actually a German guy in Street Fighter? I don't think so. Well, they had Jean-Claude Van Damme playing Guile. I think is he French or is he from Belgium? I think he's French actually. So they got a French guy playing an American. So we'll do a lot of more detailed work on the face, on the outlines, on the shadow. Actually getting a riddle. I'm one away from 61.2K. Awesome, Meg. So I'm sure you'll reach that soon. When you have that many. What are you streaming about? So when you see little mistakes, you can already clear that up because sometimes these mistakes are just really tiny details, and you can bet your ass that you won't see that for the rest of the picture again, this mistake. So it helps to eradicate these things on the process when you come by. Go. Okay. Well, this is still... It looks like it's part of the suit because it's ripped, but this is just the shadow on his arm. Like the part of his triceps. But that doesn't make sense. I see it already. The part of the suit cannot disappear behind his arm. This piece of fabric is in front of it. So there is a little logical mistake. I think I just erased the wrong line. This one. We have a line thickness of 4, I think. Thinner. Like so. And let's find the lines of that one. It's actually the same layer, which makes it a little bit tricky to erase. But we're good, we're good. Mm. I saw that, babe. Happy anniversary. Dang it, so that's all one layer. That's not so helpful because this line belongs to the shoulder, which is covered by the suit. This is still the deltoid line, but it's kind of crossing over the area with the hair. Great, good. So I think we have the outline. We need to erase a little more. This one has to go. Mr. Bean is writing. Okay. Curious what the attention span is. Because the messages are saying somebody joined the live stream, but it doesn't say when they leave. And as far as I think, I think it's maybe 2 seconds. 2 seconds and then swipe and swipe and swipe. So there's a lot of rotation going around. Many different channels. I only need to do something so the algorithm thinks that I should appear often in this rotation. Something people respond to is nakedness. is how it is. That's how the world works, right? I try to draw attention through drawing. Maybe I should draw naked people. That could be an experiment. Drawing naked people and see if people are stopping and checking it out. And then permaban. So now we go to skin tone and we put it beneath the red. So how do we make skin tone here? That's already good. Somewhere here. And since, see that? Since I put the red layer on top, I don't cross. I don't paint over the red suit. So you only have to pay attention once. I'll show you later another trick. You only have to pay attention once, and then putting in the colors are saving you a lot of time. Here's the foot. Okay, that's good so far. I mean, is this a roundhouse kick, what he's doing? I don't... Just a high kick, a regular? I don't know what's it called. This will be his glove. See a little bit of the rear part of the arm, but there is normally nothing. I think I should get rid of this part. Send the Stanley Cup to Ashley, babe. Huh? Send the picture of the Stanley Cup to Ashley. Maybe then Yusuf has to buy her another one too. Actually, this whole thing is black. It's covered in shadow, but it's definitely not skin tone. There you go. This is also a piece of the glove. We'll have to pay attention on... Actually, we don't, because the hair is actually on top, right? So we will put rather an attention on it when we paint the hair. That is fine. But here, this can go away. This seems to be a little bit messy. Don't forget to switch the layer again to the skin layer. Here we see a little bit more problems where the red is crossing over the line. And it's really fun to paint that out. You put a lot of effort into the line work, and then just putting in like the simple color is already like a lot of fun, because you see how the picture develops and it makes you hyped for going on painting, talking about motivation. Sometimes even that way that you can't wait for it to be finished and you need to pace yourself not to draw too fast, because then you easily make mistakes or you don't work pretty clean. Okay, like so. Liamu Art. Yeah, thanks for the follow. It is actually, yes, I'm doing an NFT series and with different themes, and this theme is Street Fighter. And I'm always putting the same character in different themes. And this time it's Ken. So I guess you like Street Fighter? You're blocking in the color right now. What we did the last time was called shadow mapping, where we actually marked out where is the switch from the middle tones to the dark tones, because on that border is where the shadow is actually the darkest. People normally would think like the shadow is the darkest, which is the farthest away from the light source, but it's not like that. So, okay, on top of the red, we're actually gonna put his hair color. And he's a blonde dude. Quite blonde. That's the color I like. So we're gonna be very careless about blocking in the color. Bless you, babe. I really like the expression in his face. Straining. Yeah, this is also yellow. Like how his hair is kind of flying in his face. There you go. And then after that, we're gonna, because this is just, as I said, blocking in the colors, right? So then we will go with different tones. Like we will have a light tone, we'll have a dark tone. Maybe we work with some more blacks. We have the occlusion shadow. Here, this part is not blonde. This area is blonde again. I'm not giving Ken any beard. Babe, is Ken actually like a full name, or is it just an is it a full name, or is it just a nickname of, for example, Kenneth? Ken? Yeah. Can be a full name or okay. Just I don't know. At work, I have somebody whose name is Kenneth, and I thought like maybe Ken is just the shortcut of that. Ah, and actually his eyebrows need to be blonde as well, right? Or does he have dark eyebrows? Might play around with that a little bit. I want to find out what looks better. So this piece of hair seems to be falling behind his suit, while this kind of piece of hair is in front. So the arrows I put in there, they are defining from where the light is coming from. So this will be our guide, putting in highlights and shadows. Right? So here's a little line that is also kind of covered by the hair, so it shouldn't appear. So now let's find out. Not yet, not yet. This one too. So, okay. Good. So this is this is the blonde hair. Underneath are the brows. So I'm trying to make that blonde. Does that look good, or do I rather want to have it black? I don't know, I kind of like the darker brows. Kind of like the darker brows. So let's erase the skin tone. It's actually of no use because teeth are not having skin tone, right? Suck. Let's find more lines which are not supposed to be there. This one. Then we need this. These are crossing over. This one seems to be going a little bit over the top. Here too. All right. I feel like this part should be rather black. Yeah. You don't see nothing of the eye. Okay. Good. Then skin tone. Because the chin is not fully painted out. But that's rather a problem because the red is going too far. And some of the black lines are rather in our way. I mean, I've been watching a guy, Trent Kanyuga is his name, and he has been like the concept artist for several AAA games from Blizzard, like Diablo and whatever, and he has an own art studio which is called Crescent Moon, and he does it like his own story. He has been writing like novels, or let's say call it comics. Like, his background story is that he was doing comics in the early days, and then he was doing like he educated himself in story writing, and he was writing. It's like a graphic novel, I would say. Like you don't have as many pictures as in a comic. Like let's say I don't know, every 5 pages comes a nice picture. It has more pictures than a novel actually, so I think those things are called graphic novels. And then around this world he's creating, he was also doing a um, indie video game. He educated himself on programming and everything. I think he has also a small team helping him. And this will be released on Nintendo Switch on Steam, I think. And it looks really cool. And I wanna. It sounds like a very cool thing because you can create your own story, visualize it, you can create your own world. I don't know, it kind of sounds like a dream to me. Cool thing to be able to do that. So now, I think since I put so much attention already on the contour of the skin tones, I will put the gloves underneath. Because yes, the gloves are on top of the skin, that's true. But perspectively here, on the one hand, the fingers are in front of the glove, right? And on the other hand, when I put the layer in front of the skin tone, then I would have to pay attention not to paint over the borders again. So it's not just perspectively, which is in the front, which is in the back, but also like the sequence in what you're drawing, I think, to put the order of the layers. I mean, this is a cartoon style picture, so I won't run into many problems. Later, it might be important. Oops, that was wrong. I picked the wrong layer. Later, in more complicated pictures, for sure, you should pay attention in which exact layer, in which exact order the layers are. That's what I would say. Nice, I like how it looks. I really do like that. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna make that one a little easier. Maybe just like that. Not so, not so strong. Okay, good. So the light is coming from the top. Okay, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. It's coming a little bit from the right, but it's rather coming from the top. I put a layer on top of the skin layer, you see that? Then I hold my Alt key down and I hover with the cursor on the lower border here. So it changes into this arrow which goes around the corner and the rectangle. See that? So when I click now, this layer 64 moves in. So that means I can, because it's on top, it makes it dependent on the skin tone layer. So wherever I paint, it will paint no color unless I'm over the already painted skin tone layer. So we want to make the shadow color. And see, I can't paint here. It's not painting there. So that what makes it really helpful. Oh, put that there. This is also rather the dark tones. Maybe I should do a little bit more on the fingers. More on that later. I'm gonna split the geometry of his arm between exactly where my shadow mapping line is going along, like there. This piece, which is rather like wrapped around by the suit, is dark as well. Stuff under his neck should be dark. Maybe this part. I'm gonna change the lines on his pec muscle because I'm not a big fan of how they look so far. More on that later. His ear is dark. This side is not getting much of the light. He has a nice brown color of the skin. Then this area under his eye should not be hit by light. Then this side of the nose. Then we can put some under the hair. Three-dimensionality. Like really the hair is not flat on the skin. So then this area of the thumb, it's very convenient to actually use this kind of painting. Like you only paint that color once, and then you can build on top of that. What else do we have here? Maybe his vein can get some. I'm gonna make the smoothing a little bit higher. This part. Ishi, kiss me. What's up? Welcome to the stream. I hope you have a nice weekend. Wow, 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 wow. That's like what the emojis do. Right? I'm good as well. Today we will be going to an Asian restaurant, eating buffet, eating as much as possible to get the money back. We are actually paying for that, make it worthwhile. Now, like, buffets always end in gluttony. That's why I'm trying not to go too often. Okay. Are you also drawing? Do you make art? So here we're gonna go a little bit darker. Ah, interesting. Like also digital art or traditional? What do you paint? What do you draw? Oh, if you remember, but I told you last time that I like drawing the face of people I like. Ah, it's you. Yes, I remember. I do. Seems like I'm always asking the same questions. But glad to have you back, man. Glad to have you back. So, any new faces to paint, or do you still like the same people like last time? Same, still the same cute. Like one person literally, he's the only face on the sketchbook. I mean, what I say is like you get good with in something through repetition, right? So by repeating that, I can tell you that you will be good at drawing his face. But did you actually tell that person? I mean, you should not keep this. Ah, all right. That smiley you put in there, that looks like a smiling smiley. So, okay, okay. I mean, for drawing skills, repetition is good. For mental health, I don't know if it's the healthiest thing to do. You could draw other things for a change. Animals, monkeys, dogs. Okay, let's try and give this shadow a little bit more structure. A finer structure, actually. More consistent, describing the material of his boxing gloves. So you actually told that person that you like him, but you didn't show the sketchbook. I think I understood that right. Maybe someday. Someday. Hmm. Ah. Hmm. That is a difficult situation. Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember situations like that. Having a crush on somebody who's actually out of reach. My life lesson is that there's enough people out there who are fully capable of making you happy if you just let them. And just having an open eye for other people doesn't mean that you lock the other one out. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm making my own experiences here by streaming art, you know? Like, being on an art stream, when I think of like what's the topic people talk about, and it's like really real life things, real life problems. When I watch game streams, that's less the topic. The topic is rather what's the best way to do it in a game. People don't share like what's in their minds or whatever, or in their hearts. Art streams are different. So I think like having a reasonable conversation, exchanging opinions and stuff can be a good thing here. It's So I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give actually the outlines a thicker line, but before that I didn't give any shadow to the hair and the gloves. That should be the first thing. So here's his head. We create a layer on top and we make this layer dependent on the other one. And I mean, giving other people the chance to make you happy seems like such a logical advice, you know. You're not killing any other opportunities or whatever, but I know how it is when you are yourself in that situation. Although it sounds logical, it seems actually impossible to follow through because like you see no worldly scenario where you could be with another person. So that's actually the strength of the mind you need to have by yourself to actually open that door for others. Okay, so that's the hair. Now we go here. I want to actually make the gloves a little bit darker. So the light is coming from the top. So that's why I will make this one darker. Then I will make this one darker too. This whole part should be rather dark. This is actually facing up, but it's kind of being going in and then the hand is going out. So I think this part should be darker. This one too. Make this piece is darker too. Maybe I'll give a like a highlight. That's easier. Draw a highlight later on. This piece is also no, I'm gonna leave that like with normal bright color. So I'll go in with a even brighter color in. Okay, shall we go in and do the challenge? No, not yet. Was thinking about the suit already, but I'm not doing that just yet. The hand, his left one, like this one, oops, or rather this one, the other one, so the second one. So this is what you're looking at, I think. Thank you. I like that. He does a little bit like a thumbs up. I actually like how the foot turned out. Because painting like reasonable feet is not an easy feat. And no pun intended, or pun intended. And since he's in his kick, right? So the foot is kind of that what's flowing towards you. Here's like a shadow should go in there. Actually here too. Okay. Maybe there. Here can be a little bit of shadow. You can even draw a toenail. This is his vein. Okay. Can erase this arrow now. Seems like I painted the arrow on the background. Okay. Good. Yeah, so let's go and do the darker area of the suit. That will be a challenge to get the wrinkles right and everything. I'm a little bit intimidated by that already. This is like what goes inside. I will probably make this even darker because this is not just darker tones. It's actually occlusion shadow, so no light is coming there because it's covered. So this part, because it kind of bends away from the light source, right? Like the whole part of the chest is bending away. So paint that actually like so. I'm gonna leave that a little bit brighter. We can, instead of always making it black, we can just make a normal wrinkle here, which looks a little bit softer then. Here, because this you have on the one side you have a stretch of his chest, and that means on the other side you have a pinch where all the stuff is actually being squeezed together. which creates a lot of wrinkles. Certainly I'll go even more into black some sides. So this is covered in shadow. Actually, this, because his color is three-dimensional, it has thickness, right? So this side, which is facing away from the light source, should be covered in shadow, and then the stuff which is hanging, which is underneath his hair, they can make this whole area dark. Because the light comes from the top and a little bit from the right, so maybe his head is casting a little bit of a shadow there. Okay, nice. Okay, good. You're welcome. Is that actually a Fall Guy emoji? I was playing Fall Guys, I like that. So this color, it's actually wrapping around both art and real life. Ah, you're welcome. Yes, absolutely. Whenever I can give you some... I mean, I'm 36, so I'm not bursting of life experience, but maybe one of the other life experience I make, I can just pass on to others. There you go. What else do we have here? This is like the piece of the suit which is underneath the knot, right? I'm gonna use maybe a little bit more black there. And then, okay, big chunk of dark, because this is all facing down and away from the light source. We will enhance that with some blacks. This is important to just carve out the biggest shapes. Oh, I like that track. Okay. We have the knee here, right? The knee's kind of there. Can make it a little bit more bony. I want to lift the knee a little bit further up. Then it's going down to the shin. Like so. so. No, I wanted to have it higher. Okay. Earlier we watched Lord of the Rings again. Yeah, I can really like remember when I was going to the cinema watching that. I have the extended versions at home, and it's just such a good movie. MHXPN. How do you how do you speak out your name? I hope I did it right. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for stopping by and joining my stream on a Saturday afternoon, Central European time. You never watched Lord of the Rings? It I don't know. We tried to guess it when it was. We didn't check it really. I think it's like 2002, 2003. I actually also read the books. It's just like I think it's one of those things that just whenever you have a game which is kind of a little bit of fantasy and rather the Middle Ages, historical, like Lord of the Rings influenced that. When you're thinking of elves, of orcs, of trolls, of goblins, like this is all coming from there. The story is actually that there was a bad magician, wizard, or whatever, and like rings of power were forged to rule over the race, and like 9 were given to mankind. I think like 6 or 7 were going to dwarves, and I think 3 or 4 were given um, to the elves. And secretly, he was forging one master ring to have control over those, and that way he was able to control and push like all these folks into darkness. And then there was war, and this is not even the Lord of the Rings. This is just the story before, right? And there was war, and they won over the bad magician and tried to destroy the ring, so that never happens again. But the ring corrupts people. So the one who was actually winning against the bad wizard, he was already corrupted, and they didn't destroy it. Hey, MHXPN. So he didn't destroy it, he was corrupted, and the ring was existing. And 2000 years later, the ring shows up again, and it tries to make its way. It wants to be found. So the magician is trying to get it, and people are trying to get to that place, to the only place where you can destroy the ring. And there are a lot of wars and adventures and fantasy creatures on the way there. Actually, it's awesome. As I said, this version won like 14 Oscars, I think. It's 3 pieces. So I definitely like it better than Star Wars. It had a bigger influence on me than Star Wars. Yes, I'm telling you, watch it. It should be somewhere. I mean, you need to take the time for that. The author, I don't know. I don't know of any other books beside like this thing. He created this world. He was writing other books of that world, but he was always staying in that world. He was creating languages, whole languages of the elves, of the dwarfs, styles of art, of architecture. Like, I don't know, that was insane. There was no other thing for him than Lord of the Rings. When I'm saying bullshit, then please correct me, but I don't know of any other universe J.R.R. Tolkien did. And I'm not saying like The Hobbit and Silmarillion are other universes. It still plays in the same world. We go soon? All right. Like I will finish up here in like 15 minutes and then I'll get ready, okay? All right, it is food time soon. We go to an Asian buffet. Gluttony, here we come. That's why I only ate breakfast today. To be able to try many different things out. What's everybody eating today? I'm gonna put some highlights in here and I'm gonna actually increase the brightness to make it more apparent. I think it would be actually helpful if I lower the color of the background. And the eyes and the teeth are also going down, but the white is kind of distracting. So here, let's pick up the new highlight color. Oh, that. There you go. Is that the right? Oh, I have an idea. So let's say here it's only the top plane, but this finger is more facing upwards. So we have actually more areas hit by light. And then we can also put this one. You ate porridge the whole day? So I guess you're a porridge fan. Is that good? I think I'm gonna leave that. I would rather put maybe a highlight on his lower lip because it's facing upward, right? Maybe not too much. Oh, what? Is it painful? Like, I mean, I had to wear a loose brace back in the day, which one I could always take out. Sometimes I even only had to wear it for the night. Or is it like these tight ones? I think the tight ones are actually painful, right? It's the one that have to be on your teeth for 2 years. Yep. And you just got them, so I hope you won't have too many troubles going through those 2 years. Wah! That sounds like really horrible, like torture, man. I'm actually thinking of, because as I said, I had the loose one. Maybe I want to use like a retainer, which is maybe even on the inner side, you know? Which is kind of correcting the teeth. I might want to use one of those. Okay, so here I want to actually, because this was just a helping line. Like, I want to get rid of that. So maybe I can even work a little bit more with shadow, light. Teeth being pulled away. I feel you, man. I feel you. Jesus Christ, that sounds horrible. Oh, I think I switched again to the wrong layer. Nice. We can even put like a highlight on his chin because that one is also facing upwards, right? Okay, yes, I like how that looks. There's not much since the sun is coming from there, or I can put in the highlights. Put it a little bit on the knuckles there. Maybe like something like that. It looks already good. I like how it looks. It's like the back of the foot with a lot of bones. Can use a little bit more black. Maybe a reflection on the toenail. Here a little bit. Maybe this upper side. Alright, we will go deeper into details on another time. And then I want to do just one specific thing. I want to push this one further in the background. Like really strong. What if I do it like this? Can I go a little bit into the darker? Like this. But then I have to put this one also rather into a bluish. How can I mix that? Ah, maybe I can desaturate it. Maybe that's the idea. Let me try some things out here. Here I can, as the light comes, like this again. Okay. And then I have this layer. So here you have a little bit of bouncy light coming from the downside, which is lighting it up from below. And the last thing we're gonna do today is putting shadow under his underarm. We are in fact acting like a deodorant. covering everything with his in his armpit. Okay. Anyway, ew. Good. Ah, one more thing. One more thing because it looks weird. He has no eye color and two teeth color. It's turning white. This is turning white. And the rest will be details we will work on. Okay, all right. So far, so good. I like where this is going. We were blocking in the colors. We were carving out the general shapes. We were already putting in some highlights, and I still have to make thoughts about what we put as a background. Um, Thanks for the new follows. Thanks for everybody who was hanging out with me, and I wish you a beautiful Saturday. And for sure, you will see me online soon. I see you. Bis dann. Ciao, ciao. Yeah, you too. Have a lovely day. I'll see you. Bye bye.